Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. The topic of today's video is all about what he thinks about you. Okay, I can't wait to get into these cards. Today is going to be a super fun reading, so stick around. If you guys are new to pick a card readings, here's the basic rundown. We have 4 piles here, as always. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So feel free to pause this video for a second if you need some time to meditate on which of these piles you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've chosen, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching, and without further ado, let's start with group 1. Hey group 1, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this beautiful crystal, then welcome. This is the reading for you. Let's just jump right into it. Let's find out what he thinks about you. Alright, group 1. So to start off with your tarot, we have the 2 of Cups, the Hanged Man, the 4 of Cups, as well as the Queen of Swords. Okay guys, so this is really interesting. To start off with the 2 of Cups here, I have a feeling like you've known him for a while, or there's like a deeper connection here between the 2 of you. Maybe you have a strong emotional connection. Maybe you guys are like close friends. There is a natural emotional connection here when we have the 2 of Cups. So this is making me think that he has, he thinks about you with some kind of fondness and softness, okay? Because the 2 of Cups is kind of like a gushy card. This is associated with soulmates, natural partnerships, okay? So maybe you guys are long-term friends, or you've known him like for a while. That's what I'm getting so far with the 2 of Cups. But I feel like there's a mutual kind of trust here right off the bat. Like he trusts you, he feels a close connection with you, all right? Next up, we have the Hanged Man. So maybe you haven't spoke to him in a while. There could be some kind of confusion here, okay? With the Hanged Man, this usually symbolizes being hung up on something, or like confused, or kind of not in the know, all right? So maybe this connection has been like colored or tainted by outer influences. Like for instance, maybe you guys are heavily influenced by the opinions of others, or other people comment a lot on your relationship. With the Hanged Man though, I feel like he is literally caught up on something, okay? There's something about this connection that doesn't sit well with him, or that he might feel uneasy about, or just straight up confused, okay? And it's a similar thing going into the 4 of Cups, because this also kind of represents doubt or loss in some way. So yeah, there could be something lacking in your relationship with him. Maybe both of you guys just don't have the time to like keep up with each other as frequently as you would like. There does seem to be something lacking in this relationship, okay? He does have some doubts going on, or some concerns at the very least, okay? Especially when we have this being followed by the Hanged Man, okay? The next card we have is the Queen of Swords. This is actually really interesting because this is kind of like the opposite energy of all these cups. The Queen of Swords is a very sharp, clear energy, okay? This is an energy associated with strong boundaries, intelligence. The Queen of Swords is not to be trifled with. She can definitely call people out, alright? So I feel like he probably has some really strong opinions about you, or possibly this could represent you, and maybe he thinks you are the Queen of Swords and you are someone who is very intellectual, has strong opinions, someone who could also be, I don't want to say argumentative, but someone who likes to debate things, okay? The Queen of Swords loves to experiment with different sides of the story, different opinions. She is someone who can argue both sides, basically. She's a great kind of lawyer energy, okay? I have a feeling, though, this could represent you, and maybe he thinks you are someone who has strong opinions, strong beliefs, someone who gets their way a lot, okay? Yeah, this is a very strong energy, and it's very different from what we have so far. So, yeah, let's take a look at your oracle cards. Okay, these are your Moonology cards. So we have Believe in the Impossible, Blue Moon, as well as Full Moon Eclipse. It says conclusions are within reach. Interesting. I feel like both of these moons are extremely rare, like a blue moon, a lunar eclipse. These are both like auspicious events that like don't happen often. So there could be something about this connection that seems fated. I mean, we do have the Two of Cups here, and this is a card of soulmates and like soulful connections, okay? So as I said, this seems like someone who you know pretty well, or you guys just have a deeper emotional understanding with each other at the very least, okay? With the Blue Moon card, I feel like he has some doubts about you or some strong concerns. There's definitely some confusion going on. I feel like he's almost seeing something with you that might not be real or that might not be there. Maybe he really wants to see you in a certain light, and that is clouding his judgment or his perception of you, if that makes sense. I am getting the strong feeling with this card that what he perceives you to be, or maybe even the qualities that he really likes in you, are kind of what he wants to see, okay? I do get the feeling with this connection that he is seeing in you a lot of the things that he chooses to see, okay? There could be some delusions here. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the Full Moon Eclipse. So conclusions are within reach. What I'm getting with this is that the smoke is gonna clear soon, okay? We are in a period of Mercury retrograde. I feel like the confusion is gonna be cleared up soon with this dude. Whoever he is, he has some misconceptions about you, okay? There's really no other way to say it with all these cards that we have here so far. But with this card, I am getting that you guys are coming full circle, and there is a time of honesty approaching, okay? Especially with the Queen of Swords, because this is a really honest, upfront energy. So I do get that this relationship is headed in that direction, towards a place of clear-cut boundaries and clarity, okay? I think things will be cleared up soon here. If you chose this pile, whoever this is, he would rather see a lot of your good qualities and possibly like overlook some of the more negative sides or characteristics of you, okay? Basically, he would rather not see your flaws for some reason. But I feel like whoever this is, he does have like a really kind of idyllic perception of you. At least that's how he thinks of you here with the Hanged Man, the Queen of Swords, alright? That is what I'm getting. Okay, and then for your other oracle cards, we have Do Not Be Frustrated, Let Go and Feel Peaceful. Ooh, okay. And then we also have Time to Play, Make Time to Dance and Play. Okay, so there's some nice playfulness, lightheartedness here. Yeah, I feel like this person thinks you're really funny, like you have a great sense of humor and wit about you, that you can kind of argue your point and have good comebacks. I do see that with the Queen of Swords here in this Time to Play card. With the do not be frustrated card, I do feel like there are certain things that he might be trying to let go of, alright? So there could have been some moments that were like cringy between the two of you, or certain things that you're trying to move past, alright? And yeah, I feel like whoever he is, he's trying not to get too caught up in cringy moments. I don't know how else to say it, like cringy moments between you guys in the past, okay? I feel like he is trying to kind of look forward and basically not get too tied down with moments that either he regrets or that he knows you regret, if that makes sense, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at your Circus Oracle cards. We have Circus of Love. Ooh. Okay, and then we also have Pinhead Punchinello. Okay, so this is a kind of a similar energy to this card. This is about slowing down. This is a card of long-term growth, spiritual growth, and development, okay? So I feel like your relationship with him, or like the way he thinks about you, again, like I think you've known this person for a while, or he feels like he knows you pretty well based off of the experiences that he's seen of you, okay? There does seem to be a long-term kind of vision and aim in mind with this relationship. That is what I'm seeing with this card, okay? This is all about slow growth. Maybe he's taking a while to make up his mind about you, because we, again, like with the Hanged Man, there is obviously some, like, something that he's hung up on, or something that he can't quite grasp about you, okay? Something maybe he can't figure out, or that he isn't really getting. So, yeah, this card is just telling me that his impression of you is taking a long time to kind of develop, okay? There's definitely some long-term development and long-lasting impressions even that he might have of you, okay? And then we also have the Circus of Love card. So I feel like both of you guys kind of have a wild energy. We do have this time to play card. As I said, there is a natural kind of bond that you guys share. Maybe you guys have a lot of similarities, a lot of stuff in common. Maybe you both have really strong opinions on similar things, or you both have similar hobbies. I do feel that. But with the Circus of Love card, I think that both of you guys have a natural flirtatious energy, like back and forth kind of banter. I feel like both of you guys get each other pretty well. I feel like he thinks he has a pretty good impression of you, like a pretty good idea of who you are, and you guys are able to get along pretty well with this Circus of Love card. Another message that I'm getting is that I feel like both of you guys have a really like soft vulnerability when you're around each other. There could be something, I feel like both of you guys are really sensitive to each other's energies, you know, like can know when you guys are in the same room together, or you guys just have a pretty good feel of each other's energies. So what I'm getting with this is that there could be a natural, again, like softness and vulnerability that you guys have when you're together. That's really sweet. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is roll the Astro Dice to get any last information about what he thinks about you, alright? Alright, I'm gonna roll them all together. Okay, so we have Aries, North Node, and we have 11th house. Okay, with the Aries, I am getting that this connection that you guys have is really exciting. Also, again, what I was saying earlier about the Queen of Swords, I feel like he thinks that you have a really feisty energy. Or with the Aries, it could be that you like to debate, you like to not like get into arguments, but definitely voice your opinions, that you have strong opinions, that you are a strong woman, or you're just, you're really intelligent, okay, with the Queen of Swords. I feel like he wouldn't really want to mess with you with the Aries energy, okay? With the 11th house is all about networking, goals, dreams, aspirations. So I feel like there is an element to this connection, or to the way that he thinks about you, that again is really aspirational or long-term kind of focused. Again, with this card, there is an element to this that is making me think that he does feel really comfortable about around you. Sorry. This is a house associated with friendships, so you guys could be like really good friends, long-term friends. And with the North Node is all about like long-term growth, aspirations, kind of what we are trying to be more like, if that makes sense. This is also the card of, this is the energy of our evolutionary development, the North Node. So there could be something that he really admires about you, something that he kind of looks up to or really respects about you. I feel like both of you guys really respect each other and have a really good mutual understanding and emotional connection, alright? So yeah, those are the main things I'm picking up for this reading, so I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense to you guys. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 2, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this crystal, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's dive right into it. Let's find out what he thinks about you. Alright, group 2. So, to start off with your tarot, we have the Moon, the 7 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, as well as the 9 of Cups. Okay guys, we have so many cups here, like so much water going on, especially with the Moon here, okay? There could be some strong Cancer vibes here. Maybe you're a Cancer, or he's a Cancer. With the Moon, there seems to be a lot of emotions, okay? The water element is associated with cups, okay? So there seems like a lot of emotions. Maybe you guys kind of operate on a more emotional level. There seems to be a lot of feelings here, okay? With the Moon, I do feel like there could be some secrets going on here, okay? Because we have so many cups here, and we also have the Queen of Cups, maybe he thinks you are an emotional bitch, okay? It could just be that he thinks you're really emotional, or that you're even moody, okay? But I think it's kind of mutual. I feel like both of you guys kind of have some shadiness going on here. Maybe both of you guys aren't really telling each other everything, or both of you guys seem to be really sneaky, okay? With the Moon here, this is a really shady energy, okay? And it does represent things that are hidden, that are yet to be revealed, okay? So maybe he thinks you're really mysterious. Maybe he can't quite figure you out, or maybe he just thinks that you're a little bit cray-cray, okay, with the Moon here. This is really interesting if you chose this pile. Okay, and then with the 7 of Cups, this is a card of illusions and even escapism. So I feel like your guys' connection, this seems like the type of relationship where it's more of like a convenient kind of thing, or maybe you guys are like friends at work, or you do like one type of activity together. Maybe you guys are gym buddies. I feel like with the 7 of Cups, there's some element of escapism to this relationship, okay? So yeah, maybe you guys like to go on adventures together, have deep talks about spiritual or kind of watery things. Maybe you guys really like music. I could see that you guys do music together for some of you guys, because there is a lot of water energy here. For some of you guys, I feel like you live in a similar location and you see each other a lot, but it's kind of like with the moon, you don't really talk to each other. I do feel like that. Maybe you guys run into each other a lot, but you don't really talk, or you don't really develop a deeper connection past this point because you guys would rather not. I don't know, but with the moon here, there's a lot of secrets, a lot of things that you guys don't know about each other, or that he just doesn't know about you, okay? You seem really mysterious to him, and even a little shady, okay? I'm not gonna lie, this is a strong vibe of this pile. And then with the 9 of Cups here, there is a kind of contentment and peace that he finds in this relationship, okay? I feel like both of you guys are fine to go your separate ways, or you guys are fine with each other not knowing everything about each other, if that makes sense. Because again, I feel like there's a lot of secrets, a lot of illusions about this relationship, or even that he has about you, okay? But I feel like there is a kind of contentment that he finds, probably like not knowing everything about you, okay? So yeah, I also feel like there's this feeling of safety, like maybe he feels safe, secure when he's around you, or he has the sense of familiarity, okay? So maybe this is the type of relationship where you know each other really well, or you guys were never like quite close friends, but you have this sense of familiarity, like you run into each other a lot, or you know each other from a specific place or activity that you guys do together a lot, okay? Okay, so for your Moonology cards, we have Waning Moon. It says, what do you need to release? And then we also have New Moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Okay, this is similar to the 7 of Cups. This is also strong Pisces energy. There's so much water here. If you don't have any water, then this person probably has some water in their chart, because this seems like such a watery connection. With this card, I feel like he kind of contemplates a lot of things about you, because again, there does seem to be this mystery, this unknown going on here, alright? So with this card, I can see that he definitely speculates, like contemplates different things about you, alright? And it might not be on a deep level, it could just be on a basic level, like, oh, what is she gonna wear today? Or I wonder what kind of things she does in her pastime. Things like that, okay? With the New Moon in Pisces, it's definitely the energy of the imagination, okay? So like imagining different things. Pisces is all about fantasy and what's not real, okay? So again, does seem to be a lot of secrets, a lot of things that you don't know about each other, or that he just doesn't know about you, that he likes to kind of like contemplate, okay? Alright, so for your next oracle cards, we have Dawn of Love. Ooh, it says, love is rising on the horizon of your life. That's so sweet. Okay. And then we also have, we also have Beyond the Ego, surrender to the flow of life. I feel like almost you guys move in a different pace, okay? So maybe he thinks you're really like slow, or you're kind of, you know, you have this nebulousness about you. Maybe you guys are on different paths in life. You guys are really different, and he looks in on your life through this window, through this lens of like kind of wonderment, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of fascinated by you, I feel like, because you do seem to be really magical in your own lane. So like whatever you do, maybe it's your career that you guys are doing, or a type of lifestyle that you guys have that is really different and kind of fascinating to people, like onlookers, you know what I mean? There's something really unique and magical here about you that I feel like he can't quite tap, and yeah, I think he just finds you really interesting, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting with Beyond the Ego card, Surrender to the Flow of Life. I feel like you guys move in a different flow, a different pace, and I feel like when both of you guys come together, it requires a certain amount of compromise and understanding on both of each other's ends, okay? So, like, if he wants to get to know you more, he would have to, like, devote more time to you, kind of slow down. Again, I feel like you guys are on different wavelengths, okay? And you both have, like, mixed reactions or feelings about each other. There does seem to be a lot of feelings here with all these cups. Okay, and then with Dawn of Love, I feel like this is a really hopeful card, okay? Because it does say, like, love is rising on the horizon of your life. So there does seem to be a lot of good prospects for this relationship. This does seem to be really promising if you are interested in him romantically. I feel like this card is telling me that there is a lot of good prospects here. There is a good possibility that this relationship could progress further emotionally, okay? I feel like, honestly, he has a lot of good, like, emotions toward you, though. This card, again, this is kind of like a wishing someone well card. This is a selfless card, just wishing someone love, happiness. I feel like this person kind of wants the best for you. Maybe he's a little bit protective of you in a way. I do feel like with this connection, there is a certain amount of, like, softness that comes from all these cups energies. Like, both of you guys have a good enough understanding of each other and acceptance, okay? I do get that with the Queen of Cups. There is a certain amount of openness and honesty that both of you guys have with each other, okay? Okay, and then lastly, for your Circus Oracle cards, we have Joker is Wild, and then we also have Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. Okay. Okay, so with this card, I'm seeing that there is a need to transform, to be adaptable and flexible, okay? So maybe he feels that you make him softer, or you bring out a softer, more flexible side of him. That could be what this card is trying to convey. I think what this card is really getting at is that this relationship is somewhat like a caterpillar right now. I think it's waiting to blossom. It still has yet to transform, okay? So I don't know if you guys, if this relationship is something that you're thinking of pursuing or not, but if you are, I think over time both of you guys will kind of transform each other, okay? That is something that I'm getting with this card, especially spiritually, because I think both of you guys lead really different lifestyles. With Joker's Wild, this is about unpredictability, okay? So there is something about this relationship that is never planned, okay? So I feel like, again, you guys, like, run into each other, you see each other a lot, but it's never, like, something that is planned or, like, predictable. I think he thinks of you as a bit of a trickster, okay? And I do feel like that with the moon, because the moon does reveal things. The moon is never quite what it seems, okay? So he does think of you as definitely like a bit of a trickster, someone who transforms. Maybe he sees you in one outfit one day, and then he sees you in another outfit the next day, and he's like, who is this bitch? Like, what kind of mood is she in? Type of thing, you know what I mean? But with this Joker card, he sees you as pretty wild, okay? Pretty out there and really unpredictable, okay? And again, same thing with the moon, because the moon, it's said to make people go crazy, you know? Whenever the moon is full, is always a time of great, like, uncertainty, unpredictability. So I feel like he sees you in that similar light, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'll do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info, okay? What does he think of you? Pile 2. Okay, so we have Cancer. That's not a surprise. The moon is strong, like Cancer water vibes, okay? And then we also have 7th house. The 7th house is kind of the house of the other. It's the house of other people, relationships. So again, I feel like you guys are really different in a way. Both of you guys have really different lives. And this relationship is definitely unique. It's definitely unpredictable. Like, you guys don't see each other all the time. I do feel that. Like, maybe this is a long distance relationship if you guys are in a relationship, or if you guys are friends, it's the type of thing where you run into each other, but it's never quite like a committed thing, okay? And then with the sun here, this is interesting because I feel like the sun is about the ego, and we do have the Beyond the Ego card right here. So what I'm getting with the sun is that there's a lot of like creative potential in this relationship. Maybe he thinks of you as being really creative or really like poetic in a way, or even musical, because again, as I said, with the water energy that we do have here, water is really musical. It kind of goes with the flow, and it's kind of like whimsical, okay? So I feel like he sees you in that way for sure. But with the sun here, I feel like he thinks of you as really creative, as someone who has a strong sense of individuality and identity, okay? Maybe he thinks of you as having kind of like a strong personality, you know? The sun is all about the ego and the identity. So yeah, those are the main things I am seeing for this reading. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it resonated. This was a little bit all over the place. I am sorry. But if you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 3, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this crystal, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's jump right into it. Let's find out what he thinks about you. All right, group 3. So to start off with your tarot, we have Temperance, the Knight of Cups, the 7 of Swords, as well as the Ace of Swords. Okay, guys. Right off the bat with the Temperance card, there is a type of balance here and harmony to this relationship, to the way he thinks about you, okay? Temperance is all about moderation. So yeah, maybe he thinks you're kind of pious, or that you manage your time really well, okay? Temperance is, again, it's all about balance. So I feel like he has a pretty good impression of you. It's really balanced. So he thinks, you know, you're really smart, but also you have a good sense of pathos too, you know, like pathos and logos going on here. All right. I feel like he thinks you're really organized with the Temperance card, whether you are or not. I could see him thinking that about you, that you know, have your ducks in a row kind of with the Temperance card, or that you have your priorities set straight, okay? Here's the thing about this. We do have the 7 of Swords here, and yeah, this is kind of a card of treachery, like dishonesty. I could see him thinking that you might be a bit disingenuine. Maybe he thinks your intentions are disgenuine, or that there's something about you that is off, okay? With the 7 of Swords, I feel like there might be something that he doesn't like about you, okay? I'm just gonna be honest here. I do get that impression with the 7 of Swords. Maybe he thinks you come off a bit sharp with the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords is a card of new opportunity, clarity, okay? Maybe you are really honest. Maybe like sometimes he thinks you're a bit blunt, or that you say stuff that you don't really mean, okay? It could just, yeah, I feel like he thinks you have like a sharp tongue, that you say stuff sometimes that you might regret later. Because I feel like with the Seven of Swords, it might not be that you're disgenuine or inauthentic to yourself, but it could just be that you have a sharp tongue and you say what you mean, you know, like you're really honest, okay? It could be that. With the Knight of Cups, I feel like he has some compassion for you, okay? With the Knight of Cups, there is a sense of receptivity, emotional connection, or rather reaching out emotionally, okay? So I almost do get the feeling like he does have empathy for you, like he does have some kind of emotional like sensitivity towards you. I do feel like he has this inclination to want to come to your aid, okay? This is the Knight of Cups we're talking about. So there is something about you that he has a soft spot for. That is the main message that I'm getting here with the Knight of Cups. Okay, so for your Moonology cards, we have Disseminating Moon, Take Time to Breathe Out. Alright. And then we also have Full Moon, Surrender to the Divine. Okay, so I feel like with this relationship, or with the way that he thinks about you, it could be that you're a lot to handle, and he feels like sometimes, you know, it's necessary to kind of not like avoid you, but just take a time out or spend some time away from you. That is a message that I am getting from this card. Another message that I'm getting is that you have a sort of refreshing quality, okay? So it could be the type of thing where maybe he doesn't see you for a while, and then when he does see you, it's kind of like, ooh, oh yeah, it's that chick, you know what I mean? Or, oh yeah, like, what are you up to? I do feel like for some of you guys, this relationship, or you to him, it kind of feels like a sense of like fresh air, you know, like refreshing, and it kind of breathes new air into the relationship when you guys like talk to each other or see each other after an extended period of time, if that makes sense. And then with the full moon, I do feel like there is a need in this relationship to let go, okay? There could be a push and pull kind of aspect where both of you guys want to get the other to like shift or kind of move, you know what I mean? Maybe you guys kind of operate on different levels. Maybe one of you guys is slower moving and then the other is more like sharp or faster going, okay? There does seem to be this element, or rather like this need for compromise in this relationship. I do feel like there is a need to let go. Maybe with the Knight of Cups, I think he would rather just let you do your own thing, you know, or leave you to your own devices and kind of just like watch from the sidelines, or, you know, check up on you every now and often and just be like, yeah, like, what are you up to? I do think though with the Seven of Cups there is a little bit of a stressful energy to you that he's picking up on, or that he feels a bit like stressed out when you're together, okay? Because again, I do feel like there's two different paces going on here. Like both of you guys kind of operate on different wavelengths, okay? So whenever you do come together, it's kind of like this push and pull. You know, it's kind of like seeing like who's gonna get the other to move first, okay? There is this need for both of you guys to just detach and surrender from time to time, okay? I do feel like you catch him off guard. I feel like you put up this front of being someone who is really soft and really receptive, right? But then when you open up to people, or once he got to know you a bit more, he was like, oh, that bitch is tough as a rock, you know, or she is really feisty, something like that, okay? I feel like the way you come off is different from who you actually are, okay? And I think that is a big part of the way he thinks about you. Okay, so for your next oracle cards, we have Determination. It says perseverance leads to fortune. And then we also have open mind. Replace the old cycle with a new and exciting one. Okay, so I think he sees you as a bit of a challenge, okay? Because again, like with this Knight card here, there is something about you that forces him to get moving, okay? Or that kind of turns up the heat a little bit with the Knight of Cups. There is something that he does like empathize with, but also it brings out that more emotional side of him. And I think with the open mind card, both of you guys kind of encourage each other to keep an open mind. Because again, I think you guys are like pretty different from each other. But it's kind of like an exciting dynamic. I feel like both of you guys, when you come together, it's really like it can be challenging and there is a bit of friction. But ultimately, both of you guys can, or at least you can definitely show him up. I do feel that with the Ace of Swords, like you guys can be like really challenging and hard on him. Something like that, honestly, with the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I think this encourages him though to keep an open mind about you, because you guys aren't really what you seem or what you come off to be. And then with the Determination card, I feel like he does have this kind of, he sees you as really like determined and really, again, like a tough cookie to crack, okay? Maybe he has like a hard time figuring you out or kind of like understanding your point of view, but I feel like there is an incentive for this relationship, at least on his part, you know, to keep things moving and to kind of keep this dynamic going, because it is exciting, and I think he does find you really interesting, especially like to talk to, okay? Yeah. Okay, so for your next oracle cards, we have, okay, we have Death Shall Not Take Him. And then we also have the Juggler. This is really interesting. With the Juggler, I feel like there are two different sides of you that he's kind of juggling in his mind. There's like the side that comes off as, again, like more softer, more understanding, and like emotional, right? And then there's the other side of you that is more blunt and more feisty and more of a challenge. So I think, yeah, that's the word that's coming to mind specifically with this reading, is a challenge. I think he thinks of you as a challenging character, or someone who it's hard for him to get his mind around, you know, things like that. I think he's juggling these two different sides of you in his mind with the Juggler card. And then with the Death Shall Not Take Him card, there is this sense of impossibility with this card. We do have this statue coming to life, right? So I feel like there's been many times where you've probably like shattered his perception of you, you know what I mean? Or proved him wrong, or challenged his beliefs on stuff, okay? There could be that element with this card, because this card comes up when talking about like rebirth, transformation, like a drastic, impossible outcome, you know what I mean? Something that's really like unlikely to happen. So I feel like impossible things happen when you guys are together, or when like the way he thinks about you is, again, as someone who almost can see something that he can't. I feel like that's kind of the intrigue here. I feel like he does respect you. He thinks you're really like smart and like blunt, right? But I have a feeling like he thinks you can see something that he can't, or that maybe you see something in him that he doesn't even see in himself. Something like that. There is this deep profoundness to this card, and I think that's really what awakens this Knight of Cups in him, is that he feels there's something deeper going on beneath the surface with you that he can't quite tap into, and that's really intriguing to him. And again, like that's encouraging him to keep an open mind with you, or like about you. And yeah, he's kind of juggling these two different sides of you, the side that can prove him wrong time and time again, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do for you guys is roll the astro dice to get any last minute info on what he thinks about you. So let's roll these. Okay, so we have the moon, we have Scorpio, and we have second house. Okay. This is interesting, guys. I feel like with the moon, there is a hidden element to this relationship. The moon, again, it's like really secretive. The moon is not what it seems, okay? So I feel like with you, again, like there's something about you that isn't quite what it seems, you know? So again, like you come off in a certain way and then you prove him wrong a lot. That's what I'm getting with all the energy that we do have here. But with the moon in particular, this is a really secretive, shocking energy, I almost feel, okay? And then we do have Scorpio here as well. So again, like you're really sharp, and that's really what I'm getting, especially because with the Ace of Swords here, you do have a sharp tongue. I feel like there might have been some times in the past where he felt like maybe you didn't do this on purpose, but he might have felt like insulted, or your words might have stung a little bit, or like a bit too honest. That is something that I'm getting with the Scorpio energy. There is a type of honesty and rawness about it that does like reveal things that is really shocking as well. Ooh, okay, and then we also have the second house. So the second house is the house of values, self-esteem. It's also the house of money. So maybe you know him through work, or maybe you guys were kind of brought up in a similar way. With the second house, it does deal with our early years of life and with our environment in a way. The way we feel conditioned, what we value, and things that we hold close to our hearts, basically. So I am almost getting like this person, he could feel a bit possessive of you, okay? The second house is associated with our possessions, like our literal possessions, but because we have Scorpio here, I'm almost feeling like maybe this dude feels a bit protective of you, or even possessive. That is a strong message that's coming through for some reason. Maybe he's like a little bit older than you, or I don't know, he sorry, I cannot speak. He empathizes with a certain part of you. There's something that really he feels for, and it could bring out this more possessive or even protective nature that he has, okay? So yeah, those are the main things I am seeing for this pile, so I will leave it at that for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it resonated. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 4, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this beautiful crystal, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's just dive right into it. Let's find out exactly what he thinks about you. Alright, group 4. So, to start off with your tarot, we have the Seven of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers, as well as the Devil. Okay guys, so this is really juicy. If you chose this pile, there are some strong elements going on. We do have a lot of major arcana cards here, so yeah. Okay, so to start off with the Seven of Wands here, I feel like this dude has a really strong personality. I feel like the Seven of Wands kind of represents him in the situation. So with the Seven of Wands, there usually is this sense of like defensiveness almost, or feeling a bit, you know, needing to stand your ground. Okay, so maybe you challenge him in certain ways. Maybe you challenge his manliness, or It could just be like you have a way of getting under his skin. I do see that with the Seven of Wands. There is some reason why he feels like he needs to defend himself, or that he needs to like kind of one-up you in a way with this relationship, okay? This is super interesting. And then we also have Judgment here. I feel like almost with Judgment, there is some kind of divine timing or like karmic connection going on here. Judgment does rule karma and like fated connections in a way. So there could be some kind of event that brought you guys together, or there could be something that you guys share, like have a close bond over. But with Judgment, there is something really karmic going on here with this relationship, and possibly some divine interference, kind of, okay? With the Lovers here, it's really interesting actually that we have both the Lovers and the Devil, because both of these cards, I feel like the Devil is kind of like a similar energy in a way. Like both of these cards represent temptation, okay? And they both do have naked people here, so I feel like there is a natural attraction between you two, and yeah, it seems like a natural pairing. Like both of you guys do probably have like some chemistry. I almost feel like there is this raw sort of attraction between you guys. With the Lovers, this is obviously symbolic of the Garden of Eden, right? We have Eve, we have Adam. I feel like almost in a way, you might symbolize Eve in the sense of her being, you know how Eve is often like vilified for and blamed for the downfall of man because she picked the apple. I feel like there's something about you maybe that he unjustly blames you for, or something that he kind of judges you for or holds against you, okay? There is a kind of a feeling that I do have with the Lovers pertaining specifically to Eve and that tail, because we do have this imagery here, but more specifically because we have the Devil right next to it. So yeah, there is something about you that kind of makes him uneasy, or maybe it brings out a side of himself that he doesn't like. Again, there is this element here with the Seven of Wands where he feels like he needs to defend his manhood, and I feel like this relationship, there is a strong sense of like distinction between both of your guys' genders. I feel like when he's around you, he feels like either like he needs to protect his manhood more, or he can get like a bit angry. Like I feel like there's something about you that, you know, he feels almost like defensive over, like that you could challenge him, or yeah, there's something uneasy that I'm getting. Maybe it's that you guys are polar opposites. I could see that. We do have the Devil and the Lovers. This is kind of like a black and white relationship. I think both of you guys can get under each other's skin. I feel like, honestly, you kind of make him feel a bit uneasy about himself. Maybe you make him doubt himself or bring out that devil energy, and he feels like he needs to like overcompensate when he's around you, because this is a vulnerable point for him, if that makes sense. This is really like a complicated energy that I am picking up on. If you chose this pile, there does seem to be a lot of psychological things here to unpack. Let's get into your oracle cards. Okay, so we have New Moon in Libra. It says a new romantic cycle begins. And then we also have Full Moon in Aries. Oh my gosh, it says a fiery climax approaches. Okay, this is also a similar thing. Both of these are opposite signs. We have Libra, which is ruled by Venus, and then we have Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So there is clearly a kind of opposition that you guys have. You guys are really different, like almost polar opposites, and I feel like that's why both of you guys can clash and get into really heated like disagreements, or maybe you guys are just indifferent to each other. There is a sense of both of you guys not wanting to back down or kind of submit to the other person, and I feel like that's why we have this Adam and Eve symbolism here with the lovers. Both of you guys are really different, and this does seem to be like the type of relationship where both of you guys will teach each other something really like significant, because we do have the Judgment here. So this is all about learning like karmic lessons. Judgment also is associated with epiphanies, divine realizations, even enlightenment. So I think this relationship will teach both of you guys a lot, but at least from so far what he thinks about you, I think there is something about you that, again, like makes him a bit uneasy. Like he feels like he needs to overcompensate when he's around you. Okay, for your next oracle cards, we have Concealed Power. It says, give birth to the wonder of revelation. Ooh, okay, so maybe one of you guys, maybe you, have some kind of concealed power. I feel like there is a kind of, that is, okay, there's definitely a power struggle in this relationship, and I think that's why we have the Devil here and the Seven of Wands. There's clearly kind of like a battle for power or for who can come out on top, and yeah, like maybe you guys have the power and he is just a bit fearful of you. I could see that with the Seven of Wands. I feel like there is something about you that he might be a bit afraid of, or that he can't quite handle, okay? And then with Accepting Challenges, this says, trust your inner resources. So I feel like with this card, given the circumstances of this relationship and like what he thinks about you, I think it's gonna take some time and some like trust, okay? There does seem to be a strong bond, and there is the potential for this relationship to really harden both of you guys, to, you know, strengthen each other's wills, I'm almost seeing, because I feel like this relationship is really challenging. I think there's definitely, as I've been saying, this element of like opposition between you two, or maybe both of you guys not really seeing eye to eye, okay? With time and trust, a lot of these barriers between you guys will kind of be bridged, okay? And I think that's ultimately like the karmic lesson of this relationship, is being able to overcome these challenges and kind of settle this dispute of power. Because I think when it comes down to it, this relationship is about power, it is about control and domination in a way. I do feel like this relationship, there is a lot of chemistry here. I feel like both of you guys can get under each other's skin though because of that, and because you guys are really different, you know, but ultimately, yeah, I do think with the new moon in Libra, there is the potential for you guys to start afresh, or for a new element of this relationship to be opened up with time and with trust. I think both of you guys will be able to really see the value in each other and see how both of you guys can kind of help one another unchain themselves from their own setbacks, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's take a look at your last oracle card. So we have Supernova, and then we also have Go Fish. This is really interesting. Okay, with the Go Fish card, I do feel like there's an element to this relationship, or like the way that he thinks about you is kind of like, he's kind of fishing, okay? I feel like he's fishing for like validation or for compliments from you. I know that sounds really weird, but with the Go Fish, that is a distinctive message that is coming through, that there is something about you that really like validates his ego in a way, but also like can challenge it at times as well. But I do feel like there is this sense of like back and forth, like gameplay with this card, okay? And then with Supernova, this is really similar to the full moon in Aries. This is a card of like, you know, things kind of blowing up, or yeah, like because a supernova is a star dying, right? And, you know, kind of erupting at its death, I feel like there's something about this relationship that is kind of cathartic in a way. I feel like both of you guys, it is releasing in a way. I feel like on a deeper level, like when he thinks about you, it does kind of make him feel better in the sense of like he's able to release stuff about himself, or there's certain facades, I feel like that, or like masks that come off in this relationship. And yeah, there is this rawness, this realness. We do have a lot of major arcana here. I feel like ultimately though, with the Supernova card, this is about death and transformation. And I think that is a big element of this dynamic is, you know, releasing things and kind of coming full circle in a way, because we do have this full moon in Aries. So I feel like the time that you came into his life or vice versa was just a really like transformative moment for both of you, or like for him. But with the Supernova card, I feel like you mark this supernova in his life. So that could be like an end of a chapter, or it could be a really dramatic like change or shift in his life of some sort. But with the Supernova card, there is something that is really explosive and definitely like transformative about this dynamic, and just when he thinks about you. Okay, so the last thing I'll do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what he thinks about you. Pile 4. Okay, so we have Gemini, we have 9th house, and we also have Jupiter. Okay, guys, so this is really interesting. Jupiter and the 9th house are really similar because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is associated with the 9th house. So I feel like with, again, like this connection, there is a sense of like you opening up his eyes in a way, or kind of like challenging his beliefs. The 9th house does deal with beliefs and higher ideals in life. So yeah. The 9th house is also a house of long distance travel, so there is a lot of distance between you guys, I think, in terms of your relationship or in this dynamic, because again, it's really back and forth, on and off again. You guys are like polar opposites here, and that's a really similar thing with the Gemini that's going on, because Gemini, we all know, is really unpredictable. And Gemini is actually, it's really funny because Gemini does rule the Lovers card, and in that way Gemini is the sign of duality. It's black and white, it's, you know, it's the twins, it has two sides, okay? So I feel like both of you guys, it's so weird, like both of you guys have this duality with each other where it's like you could be allies one moment and then like enemies the next, you know what I mean? That is so weird. But with the Gemini, I feel like it is kind of playful in that way, but also there is like this really kind of exciting dynamic between you two. Like things are never boring in this relationship. That is what I'm getting with the Gemini. And then with Jupiter, Jupiter is about expansion. It is about luck. Jupiter is a really expansive energy. It does relate to our sense of truth and higher ideals. So yeah, I feel like almost in a way though, because this relationship is really complex or just has this really, you know, divisive back and forth energy, I think the Jupiter kind of is the reason why both of you guys have more in common than you think. I feel like both of you guys are like, the way he thinks about you is kind of like, is as like someone who's a bit bigger than life, okay? If you are a female and you're watching this, I feel like there is something about you that he perceives as really bigger than life, okay? Like you by yourself are a really strong character, and I feel like that's why we have the Supernova card, because that is a card of, you know, really like a big blowout explosion, right? So I feel like there's something about you that he really kind of admires in that way, because Jupiter is a really benefic fun energy. But yeah, I think there's something about you that kind of makes him question, that makes him think deeper about himself and about life in general, okay? So yeah, those are the main things I am receiving for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense. If you guys did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.